had no brothers and no sisters. I want a brother, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no friends on his street. I want to live on a different street, he told his parents. Sorry, they said. Henry had no pets at home. I want to have a dog, he told his parents. Sorry, they almost said. But first they looked at their house with no brothers and no sisters. Then they looked at their street with no children. Then they looked at Henry's face. Then they looked at each other. Okay, they said, I want to hug you. Henry told his parents, and he did. Much. Henry searched for a dog. Not just any dog, said Henry. Not a short one, he said. Not a curly one, he said, and not pointed ears. Then he found Mush. Mush had floppy ears, not pointed, and Mush had straight fur, not curly. But Mush was short. Because he's a puppy, Henry said. He'll grow. And did he ever? He grew out of his puppy cage. He grew out of his dog cage. And he grew out of his 7 colors in a row. And when he finally stopped glowing, he weighed 180 pounds. He stood 3 feet tall, and he dropped. I'm glad you're not short, Henry said. And Henry licked him, then sat on him. Henry used to walk to school alone. When he walked, he used to worry about tornadoes, ghosts, biting dogs, and bees. He walked as fast as he could. He looked straight ahead. He never looked back. But now he walked to school with Mush. And now, when he walked, he thought about vanilla ice cream, rain, rocks, and good dreams. He walked to school, but not too fast. He walked to school and sometimes backward. He walked to school. He patted Mush's big head, happy. Mush loved Henry too. He loved the dirty socks. He loved the stuffed bear. He loved the fish tank. But mostly he loved Henry's bed. Because in Henry's bed was Henry. Mush loved to climb in with Henry. Then he loved to smell him. He smelled the lemon hair. He smelled the Mickey Mouse. He smelled his Mickey Mouse. He smelled his floppy ears. He smelled his chocolate fingers. Then he put his head by Henry's head. He looked at the fish tank. He looked at the bear. He looked at Henry. He looked at him, and he fell asleep. Mush. One day Mush took a walk without Henry. The sun was shining. The birds were flying. The grass smelled sweet. Mush couldn't wait for Henry, so he left. He went down one road, sniffing the bushes, then down another road, kicking up dust. He went through a field, across the stream into some pine trees. And when he came out on the other side, he was lost. He couldn't smell Henry. He couldn't smell his front porch. He couldn't smell the street he lived on. Mush looked around and didn't see anything or anyone he knew. He went a little alone without Henry. Then he lay down alone without Henry. He missed Henry's bed. Henry that Mush would be with him always. He that Mush made everything safe. He that Mush would never go away. And when Mush did go away, when Mush called and called, then Henry called and called, but Mush didn't come. Henry's heart hurt, and he cried for an hour. But when he finished crying, Henry said, "Much loves me. He doesn't live. He must be lost." So Henry walked and walked, and he called and called, and he looked and looked for this dog Much. He walked down one road, then down another road. The sun shone as Henry ran through a field, calling and calling. The birds flew past as he stood beside a stream, calling and calling. And the trees fell again as he looked at the empty pine trees for his dog Much. "Much!" he called one last time. The Much woke up from his yelling, only slept, then came running. Much, Henry and Much. Every day when Henry woke up, he saw Much's big cat, and every day when Much woke up, he saw Henry's smart face. He ate breakfast at the same time. They ate supper at the same time, and when Henry was at school, Much just laid around and waited. Much never went for a walk without Henry again, and Much never worried that Much was alive, because sometimes in their dreams they saw long, silent roads, big wide fields, deep streams, and pine trees. In those dreams, Much was alone, and Much was alone. So when Much woke up and knew Henry was with him, he remembered the dream and stayed closer. And when Henry woke up, he knew Much was with him. He remembered the dream and the looking and the calling and the fear, and he knew he would never lose Much again.